Hi everybody! So today on Dining with Danna, I'm doing something totally different, which is vlogging. So this week's post focuses on my experience using iMovie to make a vlog submission for my Dining with Danna post this week. I will be making in this video 2 new recipes which are delicious. The fried Brussels sprouts and a vegan alternative that I'm trying today called portobello mushroom steaks. So I hope you enjoy. So every week when I start a new recipe, what I typically do is I turn to Google and I just start browsing for recipes I'm interested in trying. So that's where this week's inspiration came from. My Brussels sprout recipe this week is coming from a blog called The Genius Kitchen, and it's fried Brussels sprouts, and my mushroom steak recipe is coming from another blog I found this week called The Buddhist Chef. So something I always do when I start cooking, obviously, is wash my hands with warm water and soap. So as the blog I'm following this week tells me, you start by washing your Brussels sprouts, obviously, just because you don't know where they've been and who's touched them. So I always start by washing fruits and vegetables when I'm cooking with them. And then what it says to do is just to cut off this bottom part of the Brussels sprout right here, because you don't really want to eat that part. It's kind of hard and it doesn't taste very good. And then it tells you to just cut it in half. So I'm going to do that. This is still a little bit too big for a bite, so I'm going to cut this part in half too. Once more, and I'm pretty happy with that size, so that's what I'm going for with all the Brussels sprouts. So I'm just going to continue cutting them all up. Okay, so my Brussels sprouts are all cut up now, and I can start the next step, which is cooking. So I'm just starting by melting a little bit of vegan butter, which we use a lot in my house, just to get the pan ready. I'm using quite a large pan just because today we're cooking a lot of Brussels sprouts. So what I'm doing in this step is just letting the Brussels sprouts simmer in the butter on the frying pan. I have them at a low heat. You don't want it too high or else they'll get burnt and that wouldn't taste very good. What I'm going to do in about 2 minutes is just add some garlic powder here, shake it on to add some flavor, as well as Parmesan cheese, which the recipe called for. So before I even do anything at all with the actual mushrooms, I'm going to prepare my marinade like I would for a normal steak. So what the recipe calls for is a 1/4 cup of olive oil, 2 to 4 tablespoons of steak spice, so I'm just going to use what we have in our cupboard, a little bit of rosemary cut up into tiny pieces, and then I'm also going to add soy sauce because I was reading that it tastes really good on portobello mushroom steaks. Okay, so we're moving along here. My marinade is all ready to go in this bowl, and I can move on to putting it on the actual mushroom. So when you're cooking a portobello mushroom steak, you guys, what you need to start by doing is cut off this little nub here, or else it won't lay flat in your pan. So I'm just going to slice that off. Once you've done that, I'm going to use one of these little brushes to dip it in the marinade and just lightly coat the mushroom like this. Okay, kind of like you're painting it. Once you do this, you're just going to let the mushroom marinate in the sauce like you would for a normal steak. I'm going to let it sit for about 10-15 minutes before I start cooking it. This process on both sides too. Get it nice
You stripped your love down to the wire, fire shining cold alone outside. You stripped it right down to the wire.
Alrighty, so yeah, my steaks are done marinating and now I'm cooking them. It looks like a normal steak would, and it's just, you need to keep flipping it until it gets soft. It makes kind of a funny noise too, like a sizzle. And yeah, I'm just going to keep flipping it until I think it's done. There you have it. This is a portobello mushroom steak, and I am super duper excited to try them. Okay, so here we have it. It looks delicious. My fried Brussels sprouts and my portobello mushroom steak. So I'm going to try it out. This is what it looks like. Obviously it's still a mushroom, but it's a good alternative to a steak. It's actually really, really yummy. And my Brussels sprouts. This is a really good meal. 10 out of 10 would recommend this, and I think I will be trying it again. It was super easy to make. Now, I did use Parmesan cheese, but I was reading into it. This could be an entirely vegan meal if I would have used nutritional yeast, which is a vegan alternative to cheese.
Do you want to go to the plage with me? I'm going down, down, down there 4 in the morning. Most beautiful girl I have ever seen. Come down, 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 my love is calling. Do you want to go to the plage with me? I'm going down, down, down there 4 in the morning. Most beautiful girl I have ever seen. Come down, 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 my love is calling. Come over here with your heart, and I will love your heart with mine. Do you want to go to the plage with me? I'm going down, down, down there 4 in the morning. Most beautiful girl I have ever seen. Come down, 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 my love is calling. It's our fancy moonlight. Nobody will see us go. And I wonder if I let you walk by you once more. Maybe you will look into my eyes and you will see just what you done to me. The time is short, and you know we only live one life. Yeah. It was love at first sight, and being by your side is the only thing on my mind.